This is the first frame of the Chicken Nugget episode, Flying High. And you probably know where I'm going with this based on the title. You already know what Chicken Nugget is. I'm not going to explain it, but this is the latest episode of Hot Sauce and Chicken trying to get to Hot Sauce's hometown. And they're trying to go over a hot desert. And what I find interesting about this episode is that every single aspect ties into one thematic aspect that basically affects the plot, affects a lot of technical aspects, and that's the sun. Now, I don't normally look up scientific questions for videos like this for scientific accuracy, such as, does the sand in real life get hotter when exposed to the sun? I'm pretty sure I already knew it did, but I wanted to look up just to make sure I knew what I was talking about in this video, and it does. That's basically the entire plot of this video. The entire plot is that the sizzling sun is so hot that Chicken is having a hard time crossing the sand on foot. And the entire obstacle of this video is because of the sun. And that also impacts the script, obviously. Like, he says, ouchie, because of the sand. And then Onion Ring talks about the sand being too hot to cross on foot. And then they talk about, like, Onion Ring flies, and then Chicken says that's smart. Every single line of dialogue, even, like, the silly moment where Chicken tells Onion Ring to pull his tail, it happens because of the obstacle in the episode, which is the sand, which is because of the sizzling sun. Now I want to talk about the sound design and visual design and how the sun impacts it. First of all, the sun itself, the animation loop is with the tufts coming out of the sun. They look great. I love how wavy they look. But also throughout the video, putting aside the fact that the desert landscape looks really great and is very well drawn, you see that filter? You see this little like heated filter, like a wavy filter, like fog? That's basically heat coming from the sun, I assume. And that results in this filter, visual design-wise. Another thing the sun affects very well, mainly in this shot, is the lighting and shading. Because it's the sun, right? So it's like some, not really natural light, because it's like an animated sun, but you see like the shading behind Chicken, because like the sun is facing that way, and so the sun is facing to the front of Chicken like that, same with Hot Sauce's body. There's also a lot of really good sunlight-based lighting and shading on the sand. It kind of gets, the higher the sand gets, the closer it gets to the sun, so the brighter it gets. Yeah, I love it. It works very well. But of course, there's also the audio. I don't know what sound effect they used for the sun sizzling. Whether that be they recorded their own grill, or they used a sound effect like I did for the beginning of this segment. Whatever the case, the effect works very well.
Pull my tail.
And every time the sun is on screen, including this frame, you hear the faint sizzling of the sun. What I want to do for this segment is go frame by frame and explain how each shot, each frame is basically related to the sun of the plot in some sort of way. So we start off, obviously, with the opening shot being of the sun. We talked about that at the beginning of this video. I always love opening shots that, like, are an accurate depiction of either what something's going to be about or the thematic theming of something. In this case, I'd argue it's both. And then we scroll down to the desert sand that has been impacted by the sun, as proven by Chicken about to step in it. And then he gets hurt. And, like, even this frame, well, the sun's not technically in this frame, and this is a constant you'll see, that even the frames that don't have the sun in it, and therefore you don't hear the sizzling in the background, they're still talking about the sun. Even in this frame, when Chicken Nugget just says the word ouchie, you still see his foot impacted by the sand.
Are you alright?
And even the word ouchie, and even the words are you alright, are related to the sun, and the obstacle that the characters are trying to overcome.
This sand's too hot to cross.
And that's literally, that line dialogue by Onion Ring is literally related to the obstacle. And then we have the frame I've been analyzing a lot. This is probably my favorite frame of the video. It just looks incredible. Where like you literally just see the sun. You literally see all of the desert. Well, not all of the desert, but you know what I mean.
Oh, that's smart. Here, pull my tail.
And like okay, so here, pull my tail. That's to do with the obstacle and like their plan to solve it. But also, you do see like the sky next to the sun in the background. I guess like some yellow. I guess. Like this is like the most loosely potentially related shot to do with the sun of the video before the ending. We'll get to that, by the way. But I would still say it's related, sort of, because that's like pull my tail. That's how they're gonna solve the obstacle. There you literally see the sun, and you hear it sizzling. You can still see the impact of the sun.
Okay.
And I think that will already lead us to our fourth segment. Even though I haven't frame by framed everything, that's because I want to save the rest of it for the fourth segment. So, throughout this video, I've been talking about the obstacle that the characters are trying to overcome. The sun impacting the desert sand. When I say in the chapter title card of this video, chapter 4.1, when they fly, the sun cools, I don't mean the sun actually cools in the episode or in the story. That doesn't happen. Instead, when they finally overcome the obstacle, you'll notice something. Probably my favorite aspect of this analysis I'm doing is something I noticed. After they overcome the obstacle, when Chikn Nugget starts flying, he says the word onward. That's technically not really related to the obstacle. That's just a word he's saying to imply that, hey, we can go forward now. In fact, throughout the rest of the entire video, after they overcome the obstacle, not only do you not hear the sun sizzling throughout the rest of the video, you don't even see the sun on any frame. And I think it's actually a really clever way to, like, first of all, like, imply that they overcame the obstacle to not show the sun again, and not hear the sun again sizzling. It goes to show you that once you can fly over the dead sand, you've overcome the obstacle. Same with French Fry and Bezel here. It also really goes to show how dangerous of an obstacle it was in the first place. And also, French Fry and Bezel don't say anything about the sand in they don't say anything about the sun, the sand. Basically, all the aspects that we're tying into the sun of this video kind of go away when they basically surpass the obstacle and make it over the sand. I think that's really clever, and I don't know if it's intentional. This is an analysis, but it is something I noticed, and yeah, that's about all I have to say. I think this is a really interesting idea for a video I had. I'm kind of proud of what I did. I'm editing it down, and we'll upload the video, and hopefully it gets received well, because I'm kind of proud.